Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some might...
It's a lot of fire.
It's a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny?
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman. Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of the United States.
I wasn't representing anybody except for me.
Around the world.
And doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die.
Let me tell you the tale. A free Slurpee day. Also, Superman came out that day.
Yes. If you were hearing in the background just now, Andrew was using his deep storyteller voice to remind you all that July 11th, 7-Eleven is Free Slurpee Day.
That's right. Take it from me, Andrew, the best member of this podcast.
Do you even remember this podcast? It's been a minute.
I know. It's been a minute since all four of us were together. But then again, it's been a minute since we had a movie really worth talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Last time it was Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Well, technically, the last time there was a podcast, you weren't even on it, which is probably why it was
count
not.
those.
Well, that was just me letting off steam after. Well, actually, it was enough. It was.
We saw Superman today.
Oh my God, we saw Superman. I feel like I can fly, and not just because of the Slurpee.
So yeah, Superman.
Yeah, it's great. Good night, everybody.
It's pretty great, actually.
This movie is awesome. Easily the best Superman movie.
And welcome, by the way, to Wages of Cinema. We should have introduced ourselves. I'm Jack.
I'm Andrew.
Yep.
I am Trash-Panda Korey.
And guess...
I'm Materiopticon Matt. Bring it back.
Materiopticon Matt?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, and if you're listening to this, we just got out of James Gunn's Superman.
Did I tell you I avoided all reviews of this before I went in?
Yeah. Well, I don't think you said that, but it makes sense.
Yeah, but I did catch a glimpse of one headline, and I remember the two words that stuck out to me were "too silly."
There is no too silly.
No, this is not too silly.
No,
this is just about right.
No, about halfway through this movie, I was so happy because I realized, oh, James Gunn gets comic books and how to make them into movies. Yeah. Have we not been paying attention for the past decade plus? You know, and yet, you know, there was seemingly a lot of pressure coming up to the release of this movie. Like, there were a lot...
It's all the meta stuff. It's not about this movie. It's about everything surrounding this movie.
This has to restart the DC universe. Pressure, superhero fatigue. Everyone's done with these movies. Yeah, the meta narrative.
Yeah. And ultimately, the thought I had as the credits rolled were, don't bet against James Gunn.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
No, I mean, he has not, you know, let us down yet when it comes to these movies, and movies in general.
Now, can I say...
Yes.
I am not the biggest fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, those movies.
Yeah, I'm probably I would say I
don't think they're bad. They're not the ones I like the most. I think Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was one of the best Marvel movies that ever came.
Yeah, that's top 3 for me. Yeah.
Right. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was good. I didn't enjoy it as much, but still, pretty good movie. And
the Suicide Squad.
Pretty good.
We can't forget that one too. That one's awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But this one, I felt like he took it up a notch even for him.
And it was good because out of his comfort zone, because like it's not the kind of movie that you'd expect James Gunn to make based on his past films. It was like he was very like cynical and edgy and like, you know, sort of hyper violent and mean spirited, and this is like the exact opposite of that. It's like optimistic and cheerful and like just really inspirational.
Yeah. That's a pretty good that's a pretty good observation. Like, this is the same guy who did The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Which can be pretty brutal at times.
Yes, and yet, I would add, though, Matt, that I still think he put his mark on it. Like, you could still tell he made this movie.
Yeah.
And in a good, so...
Because Nathan Fillion was in it?
because Sean Gunn...
Because
Sean Gunn was in it. There are a few markers of...
As long as James Gunn is making movies, Sean Gunn will always have a job.
Oh, I could have a Matt Catania moment because I recognize the character that Sean Gunn was playing.
Yeah.
Because the character he was playing was, like, the big bad in season 1 of Supergirl.
And also in Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh, I forgot him
what?
from that.
That's Max Lord.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Max Lord.
Oh,
It's
wow.
funny, I forgot him from Wonder
I
Woman
kind of forgot
1984.
that, because they put his name up so fast.
Wonder Woman 1984, my favorite Wonder Woman film. I'm not even
Because you're
kidding
silly.
about that.
I know. I think...
Because you're silly.
Yes, I think we talked about that before, but...
Why
sorry.
don't we talk a little bit without getting into spoilers?
Okay. The thing was, for me, because you said you avoided the reviews, I kind of did too. I didn't really know what this movie was going to be about going in, and I was really excited about that because I thought the trailers did a really good job of giving you an excitement about here's what this world looks like, here are the characters you can expect, but we're not really telling you the story. And I think that was smart because what is really fascinating about this movie is it kind of throws you into the action. And I think that is something that, you haven't gotten with a new version Superman movie before. Like, the other ones have had to, here's Krypton, here's where baby Kal-El is, here's, this. And this is just, nope, Superman's in the middle of a fight, he's got to, get back up, he's got to get powered by the sun, which that might, even itself, that is not a new thing, but that is something that I don't think people really take into account when they think about Superman as much as they should.
I don't think anything about the plot of this movie is surprising. It's like, you see Lex Luthor, Lex Luthor is doing his best to get rid of Superman, as usual. He's got a big plan. He's
got, like, government backing.
Right. He's doing all that stuff that they could have done right in Batman v Superman, but didn't.
And there's also, like, kind of geopolitical intrigue involving a country that's trying to invade another country, which doesn't remind me at all of anything that's happening in the world right now. Not a single thing.
Me neither.
I don't think James Gunn watched the news at all and looked at
The news.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like all that stuff.
I'm being sarcastic.
Like, the funny thing about this is that there's nothing in it that isn't like, if you're a big Superman fan, there's nothing in here you haven't seen before, I would assume. And like, you kind of piece together the basics of what you have by just looking at the trailers. They just don't say it out loud.
But then
but still, it's not necessarily what's in it. It's how everything's arranged. It's how everybody's how everyone's acting, how everybody is just sort of how everybody's placed in this universe. It's pretty good.
It's all down to execution. Like, again, this is recency bias probably talking, but this might be my favorite Superman movie.
It's definitely the best Superman.
Like,
definitely.
Yeah, like, it's if it has like little minor like issues in a couple of scenes, like it doesn't, there's nothing in this movie like, oh, he's gonna fly around the world to turn back time, or as Corey and I talked about with Superman 2 earlier today, amnesia kiss.
Yeah,
things that in otherwise very good Superman movies, you kind of look at and go,
Although, to be fair, he does one thing that is ridiculous if you think about it. I'll mention it later during the spoilers.
I'm sure. No, I'm sure. I mean, but
Superman do ridiculous things? That's absurd.
I know. It's not even a big deal.
The question is it something, without spoiling it, is it something that takes you out of the movie and makes you think, wait, what? Superman would do that?
No, it's not that at all.
Okay.
But the thing around it, too, is like, in the last few Superman movies, Superman hasn't really seemed to have been challenged in any way. I mean, you put him up against Batman, you have him fight against, General Zod, and it basically comes down to punching and flying. In this one, like, Superman's enemies were very clever. And you did have these moments of, like, as an audience member, I was watching this, and it's like, man, this thing is happening to Superman. How's he going to get out of this thing?
Yes.
There's a really big element of suspense where it's just like, it's not straightforward how Superman's going to deal with any of these things.
Well, it's not. It's a matter of what is this movie, and what is it doing? What is it not doing? And years ago when we saw Batman v Superman, our big thing
we wouldn't shut up about.
Yes, we got out of it, and it was so dumb. You hadn't even seen the movie, Corey.
I don't hate myself that much.
But you were sitting there listening to some of the details we were putting out there, and you were like, "What? What?" And
the funny thing is,
this is not that movie. This is not the Lex Luthor of Batman v Superman. This is a Lex Luthor that you can understand where he's coming from and how he's using all of his technology to really, up the stakes.
And yet, strangely enough, this movie covers a lot of the things that Batman Superman wanted to tackle and does them way better.
Yeah.
Like geopolitics. There. Lex Luthor. What's his motivation? There. What's his plan to defeat Superman? There. It was so clear. And it was executed with a great deal of cleverness and a great deal of charm. Yeah. Yeah. Whereas, again, Batman v Superman is the movie we will not shut up about. But still, it's night and day. Yeah. Not just because one movie is a muddled, muddy mess.
Yeah. Now, I know I've been talking for a while, Corey. What was there something you wanted to say?
Well, I like this movie a lot. I would highly recommend it. And yeah, I think it's very ambitious. The plot is very busy and could very easily have been, you could see the sensation of, James Gunn, juggling a lot of balls. And the fact that it all worked so well, even though the plot is very busy, as Andrew mentioned, it's always clear and coherent. You're never in one of those situations that you're in with bad superhero movies, where you're
never who's this?
Yeah, you're never
what's going on?
What's the MacGuffin? Who are these people? You're never watching, incoherent action scenes that, don't make sense. Even though it's a very, busy plot, everything is clear, but even though it's clear, it's not simple and basic. No. So it's very ambitious, but also very clear.
Yeah.
And, from
Corey,
the Guardian...
Is it clear?
I became a Scientologist in the time.
You've gone clear. Yes. But I also think, too, it's also just down to the characters. It's sometimes, one of the things with James Gunn that I think that, he gets praised a lot for, the dark humor, for things that are gross, big ugly, big cute monsters, big ugly monsters. This movie has those too, and we'll talk about that. But it's just, he gives you the characters that you want to see, or you almost didn't know you wanted to see. It's like the Superman of this movie is so inspiring, because he's someone who, you almost have forgotten, until you watch this movie, oh yeah, Superman is not, he's the guy that's going to come in and swoop in and get the person out of the way from the building falling. he'll get the squirrel out of the way if there's a squirrel in danger. But it's also like when the way that he talks to, you know, a lot of the bad guys, you know, he tells them, you know, you don't have to do this. You don't have to follow Luther. You know, you can do, you know, you can not do it. And I like that. I like that he's like trying to find good in people.
Yeah, he's so aspirational and so inspirational, but you don't feel distant from him as an audience member either. So even though he's obviously like a super do-gooder, it's not in an unapproachable way. Yeah. He's also, and in fact, there's dialogue in the movie that really hammers this home, he's really human. So I think this movie really nails the kind of central tension of Superman, where he has to be like relatable, but also godlike and like distant from humanity, and it really nails both of that, because he's so inspirational, but he's also like the guy you could have a beer with.
Yeah, I mean, to put a point on it, the difference between this and Man of Steel is Zack Snyder is all about the god part. James Gunn is about, you know, human. And the dog. We haven't even talked about the dog. I feel like this movie is, like, for half the time, I don't know if any of you guys remember Apocalypse Now, but there's a character in that movie that, you know, gets a dog, and at one point the dog, like, has gone missing, and the guy freaks out, and he's like, what about the dog? We gotta go get the dog! And I love that about this movie. It understands, you know, not just man, but also man's best friend.
The fact that the fact that the dog was in this and nobody really questioned it.
Yes.
That the dog fit naturally into that. Crypto the super dog.
Yes.
If you wondered like 5 years ago, how were they going to make that work? Well, it's like, well, they made it work. Apparently, you focus less on the how and you just let him be a dog, a super dog.
Yeah.
Matt.
Yes?
Dogs.
I like cats. I want to see Streaky instead.
Wait, what's Streaky?
Streaky the super cat.
Is that also a Superman sidekick?
It's Supergirl's psychic.
Did you not like Crypto?
I mean, Crypto's fine, but I mean, like...
Wait, so Supergirl has a dog and a cat?
No, she has a cat only.
So this movie, like... I guess I spoiled that a little bit. Supergirl is in this for like 5 seconds.
They could make Streaky the cat work. I would also like to see Comet the super horse.
Definitely, yeah.
There's a super horse?
Yes.
Oh, is there ever?
And there's also a super monkey named Beppo.
Yes. Oh, yeah, and also, it's just like, this is the kind of movie where, you know, again, Luther is this, you know, kind of master manipulator. You know, he's really doing the, you know, I'm just going to say, he's basically Elon Musk, you know, pumping lots of money.
If Elon Musk was actually a competent super genius.
It's kind of maybe an insult to compare Luther to Elon Musk. I'm sorry, Luther. But, no, but it's like, he has all that, but then he also has, like, an army of monkeys who are literally, like, posting shit online.
He's monkeys. He's Monkey Box.
Yes.
But yeah, you're right. Just like they nail both like the human and like the superhuman parts of Superman, with Luther, I think they really nailed him being both like a truly fearsome villain, but also a pathetic, whiny little bitch.
Yeah, he's
the
such
duality of Luthor. He is both grandiose and petty at the same time.
Yeah, he's a great man in his mind, and yet, you know, he's also a total loser.
This is the best Luthor they've had in live action since John Cryer.
Yeah, John Cryer's a really good Lex Luthor, too.
But yes.
I don't know.
But also, did we talk about, like, I think when I was talking about how much I like Superman 2, I mean, David Corenswet? Did I mispronounce his name?
Corenswet.
It's hard to pronounce his name and not make it almost sound like an insult.
Well,
don't worry, he's not going to listen.
We should feel proud. Jack and I were in on Corenswet from the ground floor because we saw him in the Ryan Murphy Netflix joint Hollywood. In fact,
Oh, I forgot he was in
the
that.
lead. In fact, I was really on the ground floor because I saw his small role in the Ryan Murphy Netflix joint, The Politician. Do not watch the show. It is bad. But Corenswet has a small role where he kills himself in like the first or second episode of The Politician. But I'd like to think, Jack, you and I were there on the ground floor because years before he got this gig, even years before he was in that movie Pearl, which is a great movie, we were maybe the 2 people on the planet who watched his show Hollywood.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say, like, we're awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was also in Twisters, if you've seen that.
Congratulations.
No, but I really liked his Superman.
Yes.
I think he's probably somewhat by default, my second favorite on-screen Superman.
There doesn't have to be a ranking.
Well, I mean, look.
You don't have to quantify it.
Well, but
You
look.
just say he's really good.
The reason why I say second greatest is because there's always Christopher Reeve. He's kind of, he has that benchmark that is really hard to, top, but it's just in terms of what he needs to be for this character and James Gunn's conception of him. Has a lot of warmth, but he also has a lot of just dramatic. There's a lot of this movie where Superman is, being, tortured in some ways, literally because of kryptonite, obviously, but also just the fact that this is a Superman that can get hurt. I like that was a big part of this. It's like, literally the first moment we see him, he's got his ass kicked, but he doesn't play into it so heavily. It's just, this is how he is.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, I gotta ask you. Who do you like more as Superman? Corenswet or Tyler Hoechlin?
That's a good one.
Well, I'm curious to hear your thought after this, Corey.
They're both good. I think
And for those wondering, Tyler Hoechlin has been Superman on TV for years.
Yeah, I think Hoechlin's a little hard because I found the last season of Superman Lois to be like a slog.
Oh, I didn't even finish it, yeah.
Yeah, but I like Corenswet. He hasn't done as much though, but I really like about him is that his Superman gets righteously indignant. He's not always stoic and neutrally wise and lawfully good. Is that he's really takes it personally that people die. And he's going to do everything he can to make that not happen, regardless of any international laws. He's devoted to saving humanity that much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not intentionally trying to go against international laws per se. There's one scene where I started to feel the length a little bit, and I bring up this scene because, I thought most of this film was great, but there was one scene where I'm like, is this going on a little long? And that was when, Lois Lane, she's, with, Clark in her apartment, it's shown right away that she knows Clark's Superman, which is great. Don't need to have that whole thing going on. And she interviews him. And the interview goes on for a while.
I think that's great, though.
I think that's
one
of
the conversation they're having. She's talking to him.
I liked
like a
it.
Journalist.
I think my problem might have been more to do with just external stuff in the theater because I think I was a little distracted.
Well, you can't hold that against the movie.
No. But I feel like that's something that
the fact that
the
people
next
brought a
time I
baby in is not the movie's
right.
fault.
The next time I see the movie, I think I'm going to like that scene a lot more.
Yeah, but it's salient. It's like she's talking to him like a reporter talking to Superman, and he can't necessarily handle exactly the probing questions she's asking him, but they're important questions.
Oh no, I still liked the scene. It was just I was surprised that he was letting it go Gunn was letting it go so long because I was like, this I didn't expect this.
Yeah, and
in a good
think
way.
That's what you have to do. It's remember when Batman vs Superman came out, Civil War had just come out,
right?
And Batman vs Superman was dumb. Civil War was much better because there was an issue at stake in which the characters actually had conversations with each other about it before everything became special effects and fighting. It was just like, we got to talk about this and figure it out. It's the failure of being able to figure it out that leads to the conflict.
Yes, and I think that's also what's really good is that it shows Lois is a good reporter and she's not putting Superman on the pedestal even though they're on a relationship, and she's asking him real questions about the stuff that he's done. Whereas in Superman v Batman or Batman v Superman, anyhow, there's like the Lex Luthor frames him for some crazy like shooting people in Africa. None of it makes any sense.
No.
It's really convoluted. Whereas this is actually something Superman has done, and it's clear that it was of his own volition. There's no trickery on anyone's part at that point, and it's just like, yes, you've done this. And you saved lives, but you still made an international incident. So
I think one of them is legitimate questions about his actions. The other is a manufactured conflict.
Yes.
Which is just like, well, you can ask as many questions as you want about that. It's just like he just says, no, that wasn't me.
Yeah, I loved the take on Lois because a while ago, Jack and I recorded a podcast about the 4 Christopher Reeve Superman movies, and I mentioned that I was a long-time skeptic of Superman. Like, I was kind of conceptually repulsed by Superman, and one of the things...
her favorite movie is Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
You should see her tattoo of Meteor Man.
But one of the things that made me conceptually repulsed about Superman was I hated the idea that Lois Lane didn't know that Clark Kent was Superman. Like, that just really, really, like, grinded my gears. It was, like, a huge problem for me. So, I'm not surprised that, like, I gravitate the most to Superman stories that don't feature that. Because I kind of can't deal with any protracted, like, Lois Lane girl, you're dumb. Although, in the movie, they actually deal with this. Because another reason I didn't like Superman and, like, my heart was closed to Superman, kind of relatedly, I was like, come on, he just puts on a pair of glasses.
Well, that was our moment. I remember when we saw Superman Returns together, and this was long before, like, any of your, watching Supergirl and Superman Lois and all these shows. There was this moment where Clark Kent takes off his glasses for a second, and you were sitting next to me going like,
I was freaking out when we saw that awful Superman Returns movie. I literally took off my own glasses next to you in the theater and, like, pointed at my face, because I was like, duh, you can still recognize me without my glasses.
Korey, it's not Superman's fault your heart is full of cynicism.
But in this movie, they actually have, like, an explanation for that. That, like, the glasses, like, trick people.
That's been a thing in Superman comics for a few decades now.
And it should be, because it was stupid the other way. I'm sorry. Like, and I feel very...
Again, your heart is not right.
Again, this is a really, like, Superman, people forget, like, it's meant for kids in some ways.
In most ways.
Yes, but I think, again, this sounds corny, but I think James Gunn kind of recognizes that thing that certain filmmakers do, that you can still have material, like comedic material, more dramatic material, that can hit, like, the kid in an adult.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things in this movie that's done so well, is, like, making it also very personal, putting also a lot of the, themes also that he's dealt with before, like, parents, how much, in a way, like, even though this is lighter than other James Gunn movies, he's still like, man, what's with my dad? Both my parents in this case, but, like, the words of his parents literally make his life into torture in this movie.
All right, let's wrap up the non-spoiler part.
Yeah, the non-spoiler part. Oh, we didn't talk about Nicholas Hoult.
He's good.
We talked about Lex Luthor.
Oh, we did. Well, he's part of why he's so good. Like,
He's
Yeah,
very
this is John
bald.
Cryer.
He's very
Oh,
yelly.
one more non-spoiler thing. And I'm blanking on the actor's name. The guy that played Jimmy Olsen.
Skylar Gazando.
Yeah, sorry, he doesn't have a name that rolls off the tongue. I was very impressed by him in this too. Like, I loved his Jimmy Olsen.
Did you see his Santa Clarita Diet?
No, but I saw Licorice Pizza, and he has a great role in that. He's good in that, though?
Oh, he's great in Santa Clarita.
Okay, well, if you see Licorice Pizza, he's freaking hilarious for, like, the 10 minutes he's in it.
Oh, yeah, that was him on Santa Clarita Diet.
Yes.
But another thing that's cool about this movie is that a lot of the previous Superman movies, they seem kind of, like, balkanized off with just basic Superman stuff, but, like, nothing else about, like, a wider universe, except for Batman v Superman, which is bad. But anyhow, the thing is that, and then even though that they were in the Superman world, they didn't actually do any of, like, the weirder stuff that you would see in the comics, whereas this does both do a lot of strange comic stuff that you wouldn't have seen before, plus brings in other DC characters that aren't purely Superman related, so it does feel like you're in a wider universe, but it doesn't sacrifice the Superman at the center, like Batman v Superman. Like, he's actually the main character, and the other things around it help establish him and things.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, so we're in spoilers.
All right, so if you haven't seen the movie and you're caring about spoilers...
I'm not Superman, I'm just,
Mild-mannered Clark Kent, wannabe reporter with superpowers.
Nice try, sport, but Clark is Superman in almost every reality. This Earth, Earth 12, Earth 50, Earth 508, Weird Earth. The works! How did you... Was I a crab?
Yeah, pause right here and come back, when you want to. So 3, 2, 1, spoilers. First question. Elemental Man, is that his name?
Metamorpho.
Or Metamorpho. The guy that's he meets in prison.
He has different names. He's Metamorpho, Rex Mason, and the Element Man, depending on who.
Well, that's why I thought he was Element Man.
I am not an element. I am a human being.
Well,
his powers are given to him by the Egyptian sun god Ra.
Oh, is he now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, which I guess explains how he can make, like, the sun power.
Here's the thing that I love about it. We meet Metamorpho in that cell with Superman. He's put there to synthesize kryptonite to keep Superman weak. Not 10 seconds after we meet him, we find out he has a baby, and that baby is being held hostage.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Yes. Yeah, it immediately James Gunn realizes I can give, like, clear motivation, and also I can indulge in making, like, the cutest green baby in, like, movies.
And you get to see Sapphire Stag at the end very briefly.
Who's that?
That's his girlfriend.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I remember you reacted to that.
Yes.
You reacted to a lot of things in this movie. Every time I looked over at you, Matt, you were, like, so excited.
Yeah.
It was a good day for me.
And the whole, subplot about Superman being trapped in a pocket universe to be tortured and questioned, but really tortured. That is the prime example of something that I think could have been done very badly.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
it's an example of tone.
It's done really well, and
because again, it is part of the greater scope of Lex Luthor's character. He is so invested in this. He has created a pocket universe in which to imprison people. And in that pocket universe, he imprisons his ex-girlfriend, several people who have pissed him off, and he also has weird troll monkeys. And I don't mean like monkeys mixed with trolls. I mean monkeys that troll people on the internet. Or troll Superman on the internet, to be perfectly honest. It's actually kind of amazing.
Yes,
You're
yeah,
right.
it all works. It all, like, it shouldn't work, and yet it does.
And
it's actually almost the perfect symbol for Lex Luthor.
Yeah, and the creation of pocket universes threatens the fabric of our Earth, like our actual universe. But he doesn't care. Again, it's like the grandiose and the petty. Like when Luthor says at the end of the movie that, like, oh, like, he fomented this international catastrophe just to kill Superman. That, like, everyone was getting, like, the arrow of causality the wrong direction. Like, normal people assumed, like, oh, Lex Luthor has these, like, complex, like, geopolitical and financial goals, and he wants to, like, kill Superman to attain those goals. And he's like, no, I'm fomenting the international crisis to kill Superman. The Pocket Universe is another manifestation of that. That Luthor will literally destroy the universe because he's jealous that somebody's better than him.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, you've hit the nail on the head. It's
and in a way, and in a way, I like this Luthor's plan more than even just like what was going on even in the original Superman movie. He had like real estate plans.
I mean, but that's the kind of thing where it's just,
and that worked for then. That's the thing.
Yeah,
like that was
I'm
fine
not
for then.
Trying to defend it. It's
No.
I think in a grander scheme, like this is the difference. When people say you wrap your head around like comic book material.
Yes.
This is the kind of thing where it works the best. And it's just like, how do you figure out a motivation for Lex Luthor? How do you give Superman a challenge? And it's just like, well, it's not straightforward.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff happening in this where it's like, and that's why James Gunn does so well. He understands the genre that he's working in so well, and he has a mastery of film that can help bring that to life. And it's this whole thing where it's just, in a way, this sort of operatic idea that everything for Lex Luthor is personal. You don't. His goal is not money, and his goal is not power. You go beyond that to like his goal is petty revenge because of his ego. Yes. And the big crisis plan is part of that, but it's not the most important thing to him.
Yeah.
It's that level of melodrama to a certain extent that you have to reach in order to make this sort of stuff work.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've heard like multiple people say, comic books are soap operas basically, and like I feel like the key of a good soap opera is that
emotional content.
Well, there's
and heart.
There's a kernel of relatability to even the most outlandish behavior. That like what a superhero movie does, or like what a soap opera does, is it takes some kind of like core relatable idea and just cranks it up to 1,000. Because obviously, in real life, people are not Lex Luthor. But every person has been insecure, has been jealous, has been petty. So you take like the core emotion is relatable. It's something the audience can understand. It's just these larger-than-life characters take this feeling that every person has felt and just blow it up.
Yeah, and that also goes for Superman too. I mean, this is also a Superman who doubts himself. He doesn't know if he'll be able to do it all. Like he can, like I said earlier, he's someone who actually can get hurt. Yeah. And it's like he needs time to heal. It's like that was something that's like, oh, you can actually do that, and you won't break the audience's sense of disbelief. It's like he doesn't have to be like, oh, immediately, you didn't hurt him at all. Like you actually did.
There's no point in Batman v Superman where you believe that Henry Cavill's Superman
or Man of
is
Steel
hurt.
Yeah,
I mean, he dies at the end, but even then, it kind of takes the wind out.
But speaking of understanding too, like the genres and going back, and I don't know if course correction is the word, but almost doing. I don't know if he. What?
I hate those words.
No, all right, a commentary on sort of things. I don't know if I was the only one that. Maybe it's because I was listening to a review of it today. Like an older review from a podcast, not mine, but like a different one. I thought of Superman 3 for a little bit of this too.
I haven't seen Superman 3.
Well, there's a whole thing in that where Superman fights his evil self, and one of the parts of the plan that you discover in the movie is, oh, Luthor cloned Superman. and made him dumber and more violent, and what's he called? Ultraman. Ultraman. Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming he's been a big part of the comics for a long time, right?
Yes and no. There's
oh no, it's one of those things.
Yeah, it depends how specific you want me to get into this in the podcast.
I mean,
I want you to skim the surface.
Okay.
Yeah, give me the cliff notes if possible.
Okay, Ultraman is the name of the evil universe version of Superman, but in this he's more like Bizarro.
Well, that's what I was thinking of a little
bit.
bit.
In the animated series, Bizarro was a clone of Superman, an imperfect clone.
Yes. So basically, they just put a mask on Bizarro to fool you into not realizing that he's Bizarro, but it's pretty obvious as to how he had to be Bizarro in order for them to get into Fortress of Solitude in the beginning.
I didn't realize that until the
Bizarro,
end. And during the whole film, I was still like, what is the deal with this Ultraman guy? I know there's a reason why he's wearing a mask.
Wasn't Ultraman a character in, like, Japanese?
Yes, he came later.
Okay, yeah. But I love that, like, this time you get, like, the, Superman fighting bad Superman, and it also works because, like, the movie earned it. Like, it wasn't like, oh, we're gonna throw in this dumb storyline like Superman 3 had. But Superman 3 had a lot of problems.
It made sense, and then they reeled at the end, and you didn't have to worry about it too much. Yeah. Because then there was just a fight between them.
But I think what's more interesting is the fight with the engineer, because the engineer is not a typical Superman villain, but also the way they did her powers was very creative.
Who's that actress?
It's like Maria Gabriela Di Feria, something like that.
Yeah,
she's from Deadly Class.
Okay.
But anyhow, they did her really creatively with the nanites, and they were like asphyxiating him.
Mm-hmm.
That was
really
cool.
That was the thing where it's like, oh shoot. I mean, if Superman can't hold his breath if he doesn't have any air in his lungs, so it's like, so what's he gonna do? And I couldn't think of how they were gonna get out of that.
Yeah, that was really intense.
But then there's the other thing with he's in the pocket universe and the black hole is starting to get him, and it's just like, man, there's not much that can threaten Superman, but I'm pretty sure a black hole will do it. And so I'm just like, God, he's gonna get away from the black hole. There's suspense here. By the way, here's the ridiculous thing that Superman does in this movie.
Okay.
He gets away from a black hole by blowing himself away from it with his super breath. You can't blow yourself away from a black hole. The black hole just sucks up the air that you're blowing at it.
Yeah. I don't know if you...
Actually, technically speaking, there should be an opposite reaction if you blow out. But
I did not have a problem with that.
No,
I thought in the middle of that action scene...
It's still patently ridiculous.
So how... We were just talking about how Superman blows away...
blows himself away from a black hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not like...
That's not a crime.
There's
nothing about that would be amiss in any other action film.
That's not the... Let me put it this way. That's not the kind of thing that, like, if I was, like, on the playground as a kid, I wouldn't get into an argument with someone. You would?
I would.
The key...
It's like, no, man, the black hole would just suck up the oxygen molecules. Can't blow himself away.
And then someone would say to you, all right, Andrew, fine.
The key is to be really dumb about space. So, that's the key. Just be real dumb about space like me, so you don't know this stuff.
I can't!
When that was happening, I was not really focusing so much on how he was getting...
focusing on the baby.
No. And that... Oh, well, the thing is, there are two different black hole parts in this, though.
You're right.
I was... Are you talking about the one in the middle of the movie or the one near the end?
Middle one.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I think I was just so caught up in the action of that
of course.
that I wasn't.
It's a good action scene, and you're genuinely invested. It's suspenseful because that black hole will definitely kill Superman, at least in your brain.
Uh-huh.
But then it's just like if you think about it for a little length of time after that.
Yeah.
The thing that bothered me at the end, though, is that in the big climax when he's fighting Ultraman and stuff, that it's going on for a really long time, and meanwhile there's a great negative polarity rift or whatever that thing was cutting through Metropolis, and it seems like they just sort of forget about that for a really long stretch of time. They're like, hey, have they just destroyed the world by now?
Well, they also forget about
the film essentially puts that on pause.
Well, they do two things at once. They're putting that on pause and the attack from the Baravia. It feels like that attack should have already really gotten in force.
that sequence moves at the speed of plot.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Both of those
Did Roger
things-
Ebert come up with that?
I don't think so. Somebody definitely came up with it before I did, but no. Both of those things are essentially they're held up by what's happening with Superman. But again, that's no sin that no other action film has ever committed.
No, but they actually solved the Bolavia thing. I know I'm mispronouncing the name of it.
Russia.
Russia, Ukraine. The version of Russia and Ukraine. That's what I was dancing about earlier. Like, this is basically the story of Russia and Ukraine, but like different dressing. But I like how they eventually address that and bring in, the Justice, what was it, the Justice Club?
Justice Gang.
The Justice Gang, with Nathan Fillion and those three.
It's right near Sokovia. It's just to the left of where Dr. Doom is from.
Latveria.
Yes, and that whole
south of Albania.
That whole area where everything is Eastern European and
Eastern Europe. It takes place in Eastern Europe.
It takes place where Slavoj Žižek is giving a lecture right to the left of the screen. So I'm trying to think what other spoilery things. I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, I'm more, when I think about what I love about this movie, it's all about, as you were saying, Corey, a lot of the soap opera things about it, also how it blends in with humor.
Did the big emotional moment hit you like it hit me?
Well, you have to be specific.
Watching TV, and he sees those civilians holding that flag up.
Yes.
That
hit me. I mean, but that wasn't the only big emotional moment.
I think that's the biggest one.
There were. I don't know. I think to me, there's a big emotional moment between him and Lois Lane, though.
Sure.
There's a lot of big emotional moments, like at the end when he watches the home movies.
Yeah, I would say the three moments that hit me the most are the scene you talked about, Andrew, the scene at the end where Superman and Lois are kissing and like they're floating and it's really cute, and then at the end, the very last scene where he's in his fortress and the droids say that he is soothed by watching videos of his parents. And throughout the movie, it's been the one tiny video clip he has from his birth parents on Krypton. But at the end, when he says, like, show me videos of my parents, it's home videos of him with Ma and Pa Kent.
Yeah.
And it's so good. And I don't know the name of the song that they played, but the song that they picked to play.
I'm
gonna
that pretend in my brain it was Mr. Blue Sky.
It's not.
I know,
but it's not.
But I'm a Punk Rocker by E Pop. I think I saw that name in the credits.
Yeah, but I'm gonna add a fourth emotional moment though, since speaking,
Sorry, go on.
No. It's basically when Clark Kent is, he's been healing up in, the Kent's house in Smallville. And he's just sitting on the porch with his dad, Pa Kent. Pruitt Taylor Vince, who I wanted to bring up briefly because he is one of those actors that you know him when you see him. And I thought his scene that got to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, see, that's how you do it, Kevin Costner.
It's not all Kevin Costner's fault.
I know, I'm just kidding. But that moment got to me because it also brings to a head the, a big conflict a problem, a big part of the movie, which is that message from the Kryptonians, his parents, that, hey, you're here to take over this bitch. You're here to conquer Earth and have a harem.
And yeah.
By the way, quite a thing to drop in there.
They told him to spread his seed.
Basically.
Get as many wives as possible.
Yeah, so that I love that they dropped that in there, by the way. But it's like that totally fucks with him because it's something that Lex Luthor found. He didn't even know that second half of the video even existed. And he, it's just like, well, how do I can't tell the people, no, this isn't me. I actually want to protect you. And, Pa Kent just tells him, look, you gotta just be you.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's
You do
a good.
you,
That's
son.
such a good message. You know, it's so simple and yet it's also
it's
very
true.
complicated. But like, it's something that hits. It should be, you know, in the way that we were talking about the different kind of emotional range with Luther and
Latveria. That's where Dr. Jones from.
thank you.
Yes.
But
Sorry.
no, it that's also again with in terms of what, you know, the idea of Kent and Superman can, you know, what is he going to do? Well, he'll just do it.
Well, yeah. I don't think it's ever in doubt what Superman's going to do.
No, it's not what he'll do, but it's also
But it's him
like
being sure of himself.
it's him being
That's
sure of
the-
himself
that's his whole
as an alien.
arc. It's like,
And
he like Superman, like, you know what Superman's going to do. You know what he wants to do. But the question isn't what's right for him to do, it's how does everybody react to it.
And that reaction is what hit me so hard. You know, his dad's simple reaction to his son having this problem and being like, look, you know, parents, they give you the tools to, you know, go your own way.
To make fools of them.
To make fools of yourselves.
And that's another good scene that shows that Lex and Clark are opposites, because Clark has doubts and Lex never doubts that he's right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. But for me, that moment where everybody's chanting his name, it's like those people are sure of themselves because, like, Superman's the only person who's stood up for them and protected them.
Mm-hmm.
They know what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
And
No.
so for them, it's like there's no question. And
Oh.
that certainty is what gives him the confidence
It
to
gives him
keep on
strength.
doing what he's been doing the whole time. It's like
You might
you
say-
know you're right, but you're not sure
Yeah.
why you're right.
Yeah.
And that for him is the confirmation of his entire mission.
You might say, you know, the sun is also the people on Earth that he found along the way.
Yes.
Sorry, that was really corny.
They
power him up.
They do.
He's powered up by the people.
And the power of love.
Yes.
Yes, it's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Well-
not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
I just think it's a little funny.
All right.
All right,
Are
let's
there?
wrap this up.
Yeah. So
It really bothered me that when Green Lantern was flying, he was not surrounded by a green energy field, because he can't fly under his own power. He
I
has
thought
to
that
fly
would
by
bother
based
you.
on the ring.
I wasn't bothered by that.
I like how Hawkgirl just flies around with wings and nobody seems bothered by it.
She should have lenses in her helmet.
Also, she can screech like a hawk.
Sure.
All right.
I like that Hawkgirl killed the president of Bolivia.
Yeah, and he's like, "You can't kill me," and she's like, "I'm not Superman." Flash.
Do a regicide.
Yes.
And don't worry about the potential negative geopolitical ramifications. Just enjoy the moment. Also, the way James Gunn films that's amazing, because Hawkgirl drops him in the sky, and right when he's gonna splatter, it cuts to someone dropping like an Alka-Seltzer in their drink.
Yes.
Lombard.
Oh, so good. So the cutaway was incredible too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
Something we haven't mentioned. Casual dropping in of Supergirl right at the end.
yes.
no, we mentioned that earlier. Actually, we mentioned that in the non-spoiler section.
We
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that it was announced in the press, like they are doing a Supergirl movie, so it's
Yeah,
not
it's
like exactly a spoiler.
No, but it's just like that's the kind of thing you would put in like the
Stinger.
the ending credit scene. They just throw it out in the end before it.
I really appreciated that
Yeah.
he didn't do like the stingers that you get in this movie. If you decide to leave during the end credits, you actually are not necessarily missing anything plot
Not
like
really.
per se. You're
But it's just
basically
like-
getting a couple of little goofy. Actually one goofy scene at the very end and one kind of heartwarming little like Superman and Krypto together.
Yeah. But it's just like we don't have to do that all the time. Anymore.
No, and we shouldn't. And I'm glad, and I'm sure Patrick Williams will appreciate that
Yes. And we agree with Patrick Williams on this.
about
And-
about the plague of post-credit scenes.
And I agree with you, Andrew. I liked that Supergirl was, as you put it, casually introduced. Like, I really like that the movie wasn't making it a big thing and,
Right.
like... exclamation pointing and underlining. She's in a very natural intro. Jack and I are familiar with that actress because she was on season 1 of House of the Dragon.
Is there any actor or actress you're not familiar with?
Many. Many.
Which one?
You're asking me basically like an unknown
Tell me the
unknown.
actor that it doesn't exist.
Tell me, like, there are lots of actors I'm not familiar with.
Larry, the actor.
Actually, my TV fastball over the last few years has really waned now that I watch mostly Korean TV shows. So my
We
American...
need more Koreans in the DC films.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, although...
They're trying in the Marvels, but that's a whole other podcast.
Yeah, the movie sucked and Park Seo-joon was in it for like 3 minutes, so...
Not their fault.
But yeah, so like that actress is
fault.
good in House of the Dragon. And obviously for anyone who watched Supergirl, like Melissa Benoist, like very big shoes to fill, but...
Yeah.
Forget her.
But,
Wow.
well, all right. My final thoughts on this, though, to wrap things up, I was so impressed by this movie. This is like one of those times where, like, I had the thought when, like, towards the end of the movie, I could sit here and watch this again.
Yeah.
Like, almost immediately. Like, I want to watch it again, because I feel like there's, you know, it's not even so much, you know, like, oh, I missed this in the plot. Like, it's more about just, I want to feel like, oh, I've watched, like, oh, something really, you know, special. Like, you know, I had that feeling when I saw, God, what was it? I mean, you know, even, like, the first Avengers movie had a little bit of that.
Yeah, I want to spend more time in this world.
I feel the same way. Because the sort of, I hate using this word because it's overused, but world building.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
No,
it was pretty good. Again, not underlined, very casual. It is what it is.
It is not the thing of Batman looking at a computer screen and seeing, you know, little digital versions of the characters that we can expect to see next time pop up.
Oh, by the way.
It is, you know, and I hate to use this word because it's probably overused, but it was organic.
This film does something that Star Wars did really well, which is that it plops you right into the middle of the action. The story is already started by you're there.
Yeah.
There is a little text scroll, and that explains the very barest of background. And as we jump into the film, we're at that point where Superman's just been defeated and he's being healed. And this whole thing with the hammer of Bukovia or whatever. Moravia. He's gloating and doing his whole thing. And it's just like, that's the perfect thing. It's just they drop you right in the middle.
Yeah.
That's the perfect thing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
It was, James Gunn executed that really well.
It reminds me of, I remember last year when we saw Deadpool and Wolverine and we were reviewing on the podcast, I said, Deadpool and Wolverine is a good movie. I enjoyed it. But I said, you can smell the flop sweat coming off of Deadpool and Wolverine. Because you could feel, like, the effortfulness of it. You could feel, like, all the meta stuff about, like, the decline of Marvel.
Yeah.
To me, anyway, felt like it had kind of leaked into the movie. Even though I enjoy the movie. Deadpool and Wolverine is a good movie. This movie, even though it's freighted with, if anything, even more, like, meta discourse baggage, you don't feel it at all.
No.
Not at all. So, like, I love you, James Gunn. I know you wouldn't let me down.
No.
You're the best. Well, you're the second best.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Final thoughts, Matt?
I'm James Gunn.
Come watch season 2 of Peacemaker, August 21st.
All right.
All right, Matt?
Yeah, so this movie was Lexcellent.
All right. So if you guys have seen the movie, let us know on the social medias.
You know what? Review it yourself. Have a
Or
go
review
like
it
the
yourself.
podcast
Open
like.
up a Letterboxd or an IMDb and review it. And Matt, where can you be found?
I'm at mattthecatania.wordpress.com.
All right.
Follow me on Blue Sky as well.
Yes, follow on Blue Sky, and you can follow us on Instagram. And I don't know when I'll be back because sometimes this is a little more regular podcast these days. But I really wanted to talk about this, and especially with you guys. So
Jack must return to his home planet now.
I have to be Poochie now. Until next time, I'm Jack.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Trash-Panda Korey.
And I'm Matt. Decadania.
And the Wages of Cinema is... No, not the Phantom Zone! No.
Where's the dog?
Good night.
Somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. I will not accept that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.